So I've now seen episodes 5 and 6 of Fiona and Cake. Let's talk about it. I want to do this talking a little differently. I want to do it kind of similar to the Lois Lane problem. So there's going to be two main talking points in this video. One's going to be talking about Simon and the Crown itself, and the other is going to be talking about Fiona as a character. I said Simon and the Crown itself because they both feel like distinctive characters at this point, which is making it odd for me because I don't know how I feel about Simon wanting to try to become the Ice King again. I think that's my main issue at this point in Fiona and Cake. I'm loving the story so far. I'm loving the story that they're telling. I know they're going to have to go down this road of him trying to find a crown and becoming some sort of Ice King, maybe to conquer it. Maybe Fiona's gonna not want him to be the Ice King at the end of it, but this is the story they're telling. So my opinions currently, it's like I don't want the Ice King back. Not because he's a bad character, but because it feels like we're going back. Anytime a story progresses, you shouldn't go back. That's it's really weird when a story does that. At a time and point when a story should do that, it should be when the franchise itself is grown so old that those are nostalgic callbacks. And I don't want to say Adventure Time is old at this point, so please don't bring the Ice King back. And I'm calling the Crown itself a character because the Crown is Gunther. It was his original wish that made anybody who held the crown go mad. So it's fair to say that the crown itself is the character of the Ice King. And that's kind of what they explored in here. They went to two different dimensions. The first dimension being the Ice Finn dimension, the dimension where Finn got the crown instead of Simon, and it's interesting to see where that dimension is now, to say the least. Finn has somehow conquered the crown and destroyed it. I'm sorry if I'm misremembering if that happened in Adventure Time. I don't remember it. I've seen Adventure Time fully like 2 or 3 times, and I just don't remember if they destroyed the crown or that. I'm assuming they did because I think I remember Finn wanting to go help him, and I think Jake was the lich and stuff, and it was just weird. But it's nice to see him older and grow past it, and the PTSD he has when anybody mentions the crown is very similar to the way that Simon feels about the Ice King, except Simon isn't as masculine about it. I say that because I have a lack of a better word to use at the top of my head. Simon feels a lot more timid, a lot more reserved compared to this version's Finn, but I can see if they had time to talk that they would probably trauma bond. And the other dimension was a dimension where seemingly Simon conquered the curse of the crown and has overcame its power. He's now this weird version of Simon, but cool looking Ice King version. It's like in those Marvel stories where Bruce starts controlling the power of the Hulk and now he's just in the form constantly and you can see Hulk being smart and stuff now. It's similar to that, except, you know, it's Simon. And this made Simon feel a lot worse for himself. He already feels like everybody wants the Ice King back, and now seeing that there was a possibility where he could have controlled this power but he never could harness it, it's like, why me? Why was I so weak but this guy wasn't? Is that the differences between these two dimensions? He just has that one core element that makes him better than me? But the plot twist happened, then he just cast a spell that sent the craziness over to Princess Bubblegum. So Simon did indeed feel some vindication that, you know, they're still the same. He's just a lot more morally bad than he is. That was the difference. But at the same time, it also feels like this might motivate him to, when he gets the crown, to try to figure out a way to harness it. That feels like a thing that Simon would do. Try to study it, try to do some experiments on it and see if he can harness the power for himself. I think he mentioned that originally when he first got the crown, he didn't think it was going to take full effect on him. He just wanted to try and harness the power, but it did eventually make him go mad. And are we just going to see that happen again where he thinks he can harness the power, he tries to, and he just goes back to Ice King again? I really hope not. I really hope Fiona is the key to make him stop. Let's talk about Fiona. Fiona so far in these episodes have been kinda lackluster. And I'm not saying that because she's a bad character. I think when we first saw her in the beginning, it felt very relatable. Hey, she's like us, she's somebody stuck in life who wants something more. And now she's getting that more, but instead of realizing all of these are different worlds with different people with different feelings, she starts to treat it sort of like a video game. She's going around punch first, ask questions later kind of gal. And that's how she's been moving throughout these dimensions. It worked for her in Ooh, it worked for her in that other dimension with Ice Fin. So let's see if it works for her in this one. And oh, she fell for the Ice King's charm. So when the plot twist happened and it turned out he was morally bad and he had cast a spell onto Princess Bubblegum, Fiona does start to feel bad for herself because she just slaughtered her entire candy kingdom because she thought they were the bad guys in this world. So now it's seeming like she's gonna have some sort of a self-reflecting arc, kind of like Finn had over the course of these 10 seasons, except he didn't have the reflection arc over the 10 seasons. He had it in like the last 2 or 3. I really feel like they're gonna go down this route, so if I call it, I'm gonna feel like I'm on top of the world. I think after Fiona's self-reflection is going to be the points where Simon finally finds the crown and is about to put it on and become Ice King again. Fiona's gonna stop him. I feel like the moral of the story is she's gonna just enjoy her life the way it is, because we're spending too much time in that world for it to change back. Gary and Marshall Lee, come on now, that's going to be the ship of the series. 1000%. No matter what dimension they're in, they're just so cute. It's so cool. But I don't have much more opinions, so what are yours on Fiona and Cake episodes 5 and 6? Leave them down below in the comments and I'll get back to those as soon as I can. I'm really liking this story so far. I'm hoping that what I've theorized is going to come to fruition, because genuinely, I don't want him to become Ice King again, and I will keep saying that as much as I have to. Don't make him become Ice King again. That's weird. With that being said, I'll see each and every one of you around next time. Okay. Goodbye.